I'm back, and welcome to May 2024 bouldering. This month, I actually do some bouldering, and I've been going to a new gym, though getting there is not as easy as Boulder Project. I'm now going to flow climbing, and it feels very different to Boulder Project. This month will finally be like the older videos because I have journal entries and some clips to show. I also forgot to take a photo of the grade scale thing, but here's a rough rendition of the thing. It'll be shown here, whatever. The system for starting and ending climbs is a bit different. On the tags, it'll say which hands will go on what hold, and there are also no top tags for some reason. The gym rules just say that the highest hold is the top hold, and you gotta hold it for a few seconds to be able to top the problem, and that's fair. Kinda normal rules anyway. On the 19th, I went to that bouldering gym for the first time in over a year. It felt quite weird being in there because it has a similar aesthetic to Boulder Project, but obviously it's not that, and it's very different. It's also a lot bigger and the walls are more windy. I went there with a friend, and that helps a lot with having company because it's a decently long walk to get there. I only wrote about 2 climbs this day, but I did do a lot of other climbs that I didn't really think about much. The first climb I wrote about was a slab on that opening wall when you come into the gym. It's a grade 5, and it's quite a silly slab. There's no video for this, but I did get a photo. The start is really interesting, though I can barely do it. In the journal, I described the start as basically doing a front split, but also my legs are still bent. And that is just to start it. After that, I had to turn around and get up, and then keeping myself up and moving forward was pretty hard because the holds are kind of shit, and there aren't many footholds to step on. I didn't get far on this problem, but I did like 5 attempts, at least. Moving on. The second climb I wrote about, which is actually the one I did first out of these 2, it's a very juggy cave climb. It's graded a 4 and it felt very reminiscent to Boulder Project's cave climbs. I flashed it, but I think the way I climbed was kind of choppy and rushed. In the clip, I was just trying to get it done as quickly as possible because we were about to leave, but the attempt recorded wasn't any better than my flashed attempt. All the holds were pretty good, but I think there was just some weird footholds, or maybe I did my feet weird. I don't know. I'm very rusty, and my legs were actually quite sore from the days before because in school I had to do a lot of running, sprinting, and long distance. But because my legs were sore, it was a bit hard to keep my feet on the footholds that were a bit far away, though I do just fine in this clip. I really missed Boulder Project. That's all for the 19th. On the 25th, I went climbing on my own because my friend got sick. I definitely wrote more stuff and recorded more stuff compared to the 19th. And I also struggle with knowing what to call each section or wall. I'd also forgotten to put in the green description text in the previous day's entries, and I've decided to put this note here. After the warm-up, I started doing this pretty difficult climb. It was graded a 5, and it's very crimpy in combination with kinda tension stuff. And that's the way I tried to do it, at least. I also had no idea what to call this wall. This clip is only my 3rd attempt, but the rest of the attempts that I did were so bad, and I did way worse than this one here. I couldn't climb on this problem too much because it would make my fingers ache for a bit, and apparently they would get a bit weaker in my later attempts. It's a really difficult climb because it goes straight up, and the footholds aren't great because otherwise they could be grabbed. It was pretty hard to keep myself upright, and there was a lot of going wide with my body. The first few crimps are good, but it gets worse as the climb continues. The one I grabbed with my right hand near the end looks and feels horrible. I watched the clip and thought of some stuff to progress on it, but I never got back to that point. I did a total of 5 attempts on this climb before moving on. The second climb I wrote about was another difficult one, graded a 5. It's the red slab and everything about it is just weird. It does kind of make you feel like a mountain goat, but one that is stuck. I was able to get like 2 moves in before having no idea what to do. There's this bit where I have a high foot and I need to stand up straight on it, but I have no idea how to do it, and I spent quite a while trying to figure it out with a few different ideas. None of them really worked, but the best idea I had was just to try to do a pistol squat to stand up, but every time I did that, it would just kick me out of the wall. I don't really know what I could have done on it, and I should have recorded the problem because I'm pretty sure it's getting reset the next week. I only did 5 attempts on this, but it felt like I was on it for a good while. Next climb. For the final climb that I wrote about, it's back on this cave section and it's graded the same as the green one on the same wall, the one that I flashed. Number 4. It looks like a simple climb, but it feels a lot more powerful than the green one. I think the feet are fine, but there's this one hold in the middle of the climb which is just horrible to grab, and it's the hold on the volume. I do the right thing by moving myself to the right side of that hold so I can hold it better, but I fall when I'm trying to match that hold. After having a better look at that hold and doing another attempt, I did not do any better than the second attempt, but I'm choosing to show the third one, and it doesn't matter because it's not any different to the second. I did progress from that weird hold, but I didn't get very far after that. I would just be tired by that point and I fell down. I did note that I could have tried to be a bit closer to the wall when I'm trying to grab that next hold, but I'm not actually sure if that would help because that would make me even more tired because it's a lot of energy. I'm also pretty sure that this climb is being reset next week, so no more of that climb for the rest of this series, I guess. I don't know. I did 4 attempts before stopping. I got really tired. And before I left the gym, I wanted to have a look at the slabs. And I did this one that was kind of bullshit. I took a photo of this climb, but there are no videos as well as journal stuff. The hold above the starting one is so bad, there's no point in grabbing it. I had no idea what I was supposed to do because every time I would climb on it, I would just fly across the wall and fall off. And after about 7 attempts on it or something, I just reached over to the one on the left because I could, and then it was super easy. It's definitely not the intended beta though, because anyone who's a bit shorter than me definitely would not be able to do that. After topping that problem, I went home because I couldn't climb anymore. I was really tired. And that's all for the 25th. So I found a new gym to go to, and there were surprisingly no problems in getting there. So that's good. I definitely still prefer Boulder Project, even though I've only gone there twice this year. The climbs feel quite different, and getting there does feel like a problem itself. But I'll be fine. I'll have fun there. And that should be the end of May 2024 bouldering. Goodbye.